What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? We're back.
Welcome to, once again, on a Monday night at 9 p.m., the KAL and Joe Show. KAL, how you
Hell
doing,
yeah,
brother?
we're back. I am, well, after the Chelsea game, I don't know what to say, but
Oh,
beyond that, I am feeling pretty good, man. I'm pretty pumped with what we have tonight, and I'm just pretty psyched to see what we can
tell me about it, man.
learn
It's been
and get out of it.
a pretty much bumpy weekend for me, to be
Mm.
honest. Like how United played against Newcastle, how it sent me to a roller coaster ride. But I think it's not too bad. But KAL, tonight, today, is nothing about United. It's
Yep.
nothing about
Nothing
Chelsea.
but Chelsea.
It's
Nothing.
nothing about any other club. Tonight, it's
Yeah.
mainly about Liverpool.
Yep. Your
As
reigning,
you can see
defending
from the banner.
champions of England
Liverpool.
are going to come on board. Fans of them, they're going
Yeah.
to tell us everything about Liverpool. Tell us what they
It's
generally feel about the game, the
beautiful.
recent game,
Yep.
the VAR, and Van Dijk. Obviously, you got to mention that,
Yep.
and a bit more as well. A bit more, a bit more of a discussion on Liverpool as a whole as well, and the season coming up for them in Champions League.
It's just going to be interestingly wonderful. So, what we have this lineup, guys, all right, we have guys from Malaysia and
Yep.
Singapore, all right, so they are going to tell us everything about Liverpool. But, guys, keep your eye peeled onto one particular two guys in one camp, all right? Look at their backgrounds. Fellas,
Yeah,
that is just a bloody museum.
it's a shrine.
Another word for it,
It's
but
dude,
yeah,
it's a shrine. It's a
I mean,
shrine.
it feels like a museum. I mean, I don't think so. Singapore Museum is that beautiful, though. I would love to head into that place. Though I'm a United fan, chill out, and then, I mean, I'm speechless, bro. But what
Yeah,
we see,
let's just.
we had a tour, right?
We had a tour. We had a very quick tour,
Yeah.
and I tell you, you know, if a football fan of any club you support, to get that kind of memorabilia, to have that kind of collection of all sorts of items, from jerseys to badges to kits to face masks, it's insane. And you got to respect the passion these guys have for their club. So,
Beautiful.
Joe, without further ado, the reigning defending champions.
Yeah, but KAL, what are we going to do before that, KAL? Before
Oh,
we
yeah.
even get the guests in, fellas,
Yep.
for those watching out there, to all the millions we all watching out there, I always say this, I know, but I always believe that we're going to touch million one day. Fellas, for those watching out there, please, please, please like, share, and subscribe to our Napshot YouTube page. Fellas, we are also on Twitter. We are also on Instagram, on Facebook. Fellas, so please like, share, and subscribe to YouTube on our channel. And don't forget to share this video as well, because we want to say and we're going to show to all Liverpool fans what's going to happen tonight. Because the theme for tonight is we're going to bring the roof down. Is that right, KAL?
Hell yeah, we're gonna bring the roof down. We're gonna YNWA with these guys. You know, as football
I'm not
fans,
going to say it, but we can say YNWA. KAL,
yeah,
you said it.
I'm gonna say it. Hey, at least I said it. You know, fair enough. They can't hold me against it. All right, let's not wait any
Shall we?
longer. I'm pumped. I want them in the room.
Let's do it, fellas. Let's bring in Ruben, Arun, Hidayat, and the big ones, RK and Sivan. Fellas,
Champion!
welcome to
Hi guys.
We are Liverpool.
Hi guys.
Oh,
guys.
I think that's the best intro we had so far, Joe.
Yep, I think that's like the best. I mean, guys, we are going to give you 30 seconds. If you guys want to sing the Liverpool song, You'll Now Walk Alone, like just a short part, we'll give it to you. You guys want to do it?
Obviously.
The stage is yours.
Walk on.
With
With
hopes
hopes in your heart, and you never walk alone. You never walk alone.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
That deserves the effort, man.
That's A for effort, fellas. I mean, that's beautiful. Go ahead, bro.
Oh man, fantastic! You know, so let's do a really quick introduction. Let's start with the one on my side. To me, it looks like my bottom left over there. RK, Steven, please introduce yourselves. Tell us how many years you guys have been supporting Liverpool and what the club means to you. Really quick. Let's go.
Hi guys, I'm RK. You can call me Krishnan. They used to call me Chief here. Sorry for that. They used to call me Chief. Okay, you asked me how long I've been supporting Liverpool. It's countless. I don't remember actually. Since the day I know football, I'm a Liverpool fan till now. And you ask me about my passion. You can see what's my passion here.
Jeez,
My
that's a
life
good
is
collection.
Liverpool. So there's no word to describe my love for Liverpool.
Fantastic,
Yeah, that's
fantastic,
it. I'll keep
fantastic.
others
Steven,
first.
yourself.
That's all. And let's go to Sivan.
Hey guys, Steven here. I've been a fan as far as I can remember. I think if I want to put a pin to it, it's 1980. I think that's the first time that I came. I found out that there's a team called Liverpool. But then when I went back to the history, even my grandfather used to support the Great Shanks team. So unfortunately, I
Really
skipped
in your
one.
blood.
It's in the blood. That's what it is.
Fair
Cheers,
enough,
guys.
fair enough. Hidayat, yourself, sir.
Yeah, hi, good evening to all. Yeah, I'm Hidayat from Kuala Lumpur. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I started supporting Liverpool since I think one day in 1987, I was reading my uncle's Shoot magazine, if you can recall. I found a player who clad in red. Who I asked my uncle who is the player, and he said it's Ian Rush at the time, clad in Liverpool red. And since then, I'm a Liverpool fan. And I
Oh,
got the opportunity to meet Ian Rush as well during maybe in 2006. I met my hero, and then here I am. Good to see you all.
well,
Thank you.
fantastic, fantastic, awesome. Arun, yourself, sir.
I'd say probably 1989. 86, 87, growing up, my neighbors were all older than me, and all of them supported Liverpool. I was the youngest. I'd play football every evening, and I wasn't always allowed to stay up to watch the games. So I'd just hear them the next day talking about, oh, do you see Grobbler saying Rush, Barnes? And just obviously that, and I was playing the game then. And so I would say since I was 13, so 1989.
Wow, fantastic.
Wow.
Last but not least, Mr. Ruben.
Hey, hi, yeah. So I've been a fan for Liverpool for a football club for nearly 2 decades. So it's exactly from year 2000. And the next year we've been a treble winning side. So basically, Michael Owen brought me to a huge Liverpool fan, actually, growing up watching him. And, the entire family is influenced by Liverpool Football Club back in the 80s, 90s. And also that time period, we had a brilliant Manchester United side is begin to take footprint into the Premier League. So I grew up through the pain of being on the losing side.
Joe is just
Yeah.
keeping quiet by himself there.
Yeah.
No, the moment he said Michael Owen, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael Owen.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Guys, that's a beautiful introduction, fellas. But I think there are more to this.
Yep.
There's definitely going to be coming up more. But guys, there are a lot of fan base for you guys. So let's take a look at all the comments. All right. So hit it up one by one. This is
That
Mayor.
again, Mr. Mayor.
Boom.
Boom! Goes the dynamite.
If there's one thing I'm going to say, all right, I think all of them that's commenting right now is all Liverpool fans. I literally don't see any other fellas. All right. So Ruben, you have a support club here. Team Ruben with the fiery
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah, that's my mate, Padma, the founder of New Generation Copites.
Oh, thank you, Padma,
Yeah.
for watching. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And Mr. FJ, our very own FJ, he is a Liverpool fella as well. We are Liverpool. Tra la 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 la.
La, 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 la.
That's a song. All right, I
It
didn't
is.
know that. Oh, lots of them are going in. This is Puverason Selvum. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of it. And
call.
let's hit this. Torres Wano. Suda. 9 o'clock. Oh, yes, definitely. If we say Chelsea game. Let's not talk
It's not about
Chelsea.
Chelsea today. Maybe mention
Yeah,
that.
yes,
So let's go.
let's come on, Reds.
Come on,
Rishi,
Ritz.
where the Everton fans more interested in their opinion? Oh, Rishi, hold your horns in that. These guys are ready to go at Everton. So they've already given me the hints. They've already told me and Kel what they want to do to Jordan Pickford. So
Yeah.
we will let you guys hear it when we get to the Everton topic, fellas. All right.
Stay tuned,
Hidayat,
stay
my
tuned.
man.
Hey.
Coach in the house. I wonder who's the coach. But yeah, all right.
Hi, Faisal. Thank you.
Shout out to Hidayat and Ruben, Karthik.
Kartik.
Fellas.
Thank you.
Kel, I think this is something for us, Kel. Joel and Kel, you guys can
take a break. Yeah, it's a Liverpool show, right? So we let them run it, and they will obviously take over from us, and we're good, you know.
I mean, guys,
Let
to
us take
all
a
those
show, man.
watching, guys, we address the host, then clicks button for tonight. The 5 guys are the one doing the job today, so today's job is really easy, fellas. All right. Rishi, I'm not going to answer that. It's not really giving me any goosebumps. It's just any other show, but yeah. Right. Karthik, here comes Ruben. Give him a pay rise. Oh, man. This is beautiful. And this is Mark Hosagay. All right. One last comment before we hit it up. Alexander, first live soccer match I attended as an Arsenal fan is at Anfield, where we were thrashed 5-1 by you guys. The atmosphere at Anfield is just electrifying.
There you
Kel,
go.
with
Yo.
that said, electrifying. Shall we start off this electrifying time with a beautiful way of saying Liverpool's love affair with club? Kel, take it away.
Yeah, so Liverpool's love affair with Jurgen Klopp. You know, when he was first signed, it seemed, to me, I mean, it seemed like it was a perfect pairing, right? This man who's a normal one, humble as can be, took an interview, made everybody laugh, came on board with a signature laughter. Little do we know it'll be something we'll hear throughout the years, right? And it just seemed, for some reason, the managers with Liverpool, from Houllier to Benitez, they worked Liverpool from an outside perspective. But when Klopp came with this new resurgence, Liverpool, it seemed like a perfect, like everything, the stars aligned, and it was working for him. And as a football fan, you can say whatever you want, but there's no way you can say you don't respect Jurgen Klopp and what he's done for the club. So just to get from your point of view, guys, Ruben, I'll start with you. What makes Klopp so different to compare to your Benitez, to your Gerard Houllier, to Roy Evans, even if you want to go that far? Like, what makes him so unique? He's not the normal one. He's definitely a special one, or the humble one. But what makes him so different?
What makes him so different is, I believe Klopp has a philosophy of being simple and narrative. Whatever the things he do, it is very close to his hearts, actually. Whether it's a player management or even a club, or even managing press conferences or pre-match talks, or even injuries and all those things. You can look up to him from ever since his Borussia Dortmund days, and how he brought up the young boys and the club, and also the rise of the fan base for Borussia Dortmund, and as well as in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So you could see the man is very simple and very passionate on what he's doing, and he doesn't do all the special kind of or pep talk kind of things. You can take, for example, he don't complicate things. He just allowing free fluid football and play to the strength of his team. And he just like to entertain people. He's just a musician. He like to entertain people. That's it.
Yeah, and Arun, just to go on that a bit further, I think when you watch a game back then, when there were fans at Anfield, Liverpool game obviously, and with anybody they played, Klopp seemed to be the most animated person in the whole stadium, I would dare say. Like you just see him there with his cap, his jacket, everything, his scarf and all, but he just seems so animated. And do you think that whole energy he brings really revitalized the club in the modern era right now?
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about Benitez. He was a great manager, but simple differences for me. Benitez always wore a suit. Liverpool was always the working man's club. It was about working class people, and the passion that the club brought about, always back from the years before I was born even. Klopp brings that passion onto the pitch. Benitez was not expressive. He was in his tie and his jacket, all of that. So Klopp fits Liverpool, the Liverpool way, perfectly. I mean, it's, as you said, it's really a match made in heaven. And the passion that he brings is the passion that Liverpool Football Club has. It has always had. It's a passion that Anfield has always had. You hear players from every club, you hear supporters from every club, they say, okay, we've got great stadiums, great atmosphere, but Anfield is something else. The whole atmosphere at Anfield is something else. Klopp just brings that all into one person on the pitch. He represents all of Anfield when he's got that passion, and he speaks for all of us. all of us around the world sitting and watching the game with passion. He brings that passion as one person onto the pitch right there. But that's what all of us feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Well said. And Hidayat, I mean, from the passion on the pitch, and when you see Liverpool play, I mean, you guys obviously see Liverpool over the years, but the way Liverpool play now, as compared to maybe 5 years, 6 years before the Klopp era, I mean, Hidayat, for you, is literally day and night, I would say, right? So his impact on the pitch is also amazing. How does that transcend the club? Is it all Jurgen Klopp, or is there some beyond that as well?
Okay, as for me, the key word is passion. There, so like Aaron said, okay, Klopp brings the passion. He relieves the passion that has been long gone with the club from the previous managers, at least. Okay, he determined. He give the true meaning of the togetherness, the playing with the heart, and also the hard work, the teamwork winning. You see, he brings the players together. Okay, plays with heart. Okay, give him all out and everything, and he's like the conductor. Okay, at Anfield, I've been at Anfield recently last winter. He's like the conductor in the stadium. Okay, as you said, he's animated. His emotion is very high. He's emotional in every move, every touches, or every emotion, and then he brings back the tradition to the club. I think he even studied about the club, or maybe he likes the club before he even came, and then blends it all together again, meaning all the traditions, and bringing up his own modern style, his gegen pressing from the days of Dortmund. Okay, he develops all those so players, moderate players into, you can say superstars now. Okay, been hunted by clubs all over the world, and yes, we've been playing the football of our time since long ago.
Fair enough. And RK and Steven, I'm gonna pose this question to you guys, because you guys obviously are, the ones who've seen the club transcend from the 80s, 90s, and all. When you first heard that Jurgen Klopp, this guy from Dortmund, is coming to Liverpool, what was your initial thoughts? And your initial thoughts back then, if you can remember them now, 4 years ago, and now, how does he rank for you guys in terms of the managers you've had? So I'm talking about Benitez, Ulier, Dalglish, and all these guys. Where do you think, how would you put him in that category, or is he in a category on his own?
All right. Okay. First of all, before I was talking about the club, I was thinking about the management. You're more worried about the management, like Henry, So that was our main problem here. So once you get a real boss, and we had Klopp combined together, that's why things sparkled well. So earlier, during Benitez, who was the boss, and it doesn't work very well. So we had a perfect manager, perfect owner with a good vision. It works very well with a perfect manager. And of course, Germans, they are different kind. I love Germans anyway. I love German club, German country. Okay. So that and German beers, yeah.
German beer, okay.
So it very well. Because his motive, his passion is very unique. And lucky we had a very, very good owner, management. So we have to thank both of them together.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just to add to what RK mentioned, I think the key here is about what he brings to the to the plate. Yeah? So we have to then go back to what he built in both Mainz and also in Dortmund. In actual fact, one of the main reasons why I liked him is, when I was watching this Dortmund game, and then I saw "You Never Walk Alone" being sang by the fan. I was like, why are they singing our song? That just baffled me.
It's their song as well.
And I read an article, he says that, I've never seen a passionate fan like Liverpool, and he was actually telling the grounds, we should really work on this, we should really pump up the team, because the team can get the 13th man, power from, the 13-man power is what, builds into the team. And he saw all that in Liverpool. So if I want to just talk about what he brings to the plate, if you look at all the games, his method is very precision. That's a German method. It just, make sure that whatever you do, you just fine tune it until you get better. And you saw that from the season before, the 2018 season to the 2019 season. All we did is we did the same thing, but we fine-tuned in the areas that we were not doing well, and that's what made us great. And that unprecedented run of wins, and I can go on forever on this, but that's what it is. That's what it brings to the place. Awesome.
Yeah, and I feel, I mean, across the board, and even speaking to Liverpool fans and family members or Liverpool supporters, I think another big word they bring up is respect. He came in with a lot of respect for Liverpool to do the bit of reading the history, but also, I mean, at the end of the Barcelona game, who can forget going to the friends and singing "You Never Walk Alone" with them, and just saluting them and bowing to them for being that ominous presence. But yeah, so I mean, it's really nice and it's really good to take that in. Joe, would you want to add anything up to us?
Kel, I think these guys could not have said it any better. I think that if there's one tagline these guys goes by, it is doubters to believers. If there's one thing to fellas, to all out there, this is the stats that Klopp has done thus far. Fellas, this fit is not really that easy, I would say. It's really, really difficult to sustain this. If I'm not wrong, you guys are still undefeated at home in Anfield. It's become a fortress. Let me just put this question to Ruben. Ruben, if you were to look back at Liverpool 5 years or 6 years ago, and when Klopp took over, all right, do you think that you would have actually won the Premier League, all right, in your hands, along with the Champions League, along with the Super Cup, along with the Club World Cup? Did you think that the Champions League winning trophy would have actually snowballed such beautiful events for you? Or would you have just thought, I think Champions League, I think we're done. I mean, Klopp came here and then he got us one title. I think that's enough. Or did you think, no, we believed in him, there is going to be a snowball effect?
Yeah, we definitely did. Just like what RK mentioned, we had a combo of the new owners and Klopp, and the way they backed him up. So what I thought was, as any Liverpool fan, we need that. We will badly need the trophy, Premier League, which is the Premier League trophy. It's been so long, and we went through all those hard things, insults or whatever, and everything else for the duration of 20, 30 odd years. So what we did was, when Klopp was signing, I still remember the question raised to him was, what are we going to talk about the next few years? Are we going to take a Premier League, or are you going to focus on building a team, or are you going to focus on retaining the European, gallow that we have? Liverpool are known for the European games. So what he mentioned was, I'll be sitting here end of the 4 years contract, and we will talk about we'll at least one title. I think he's already eyeing the Premier League, and that's what he did. Right. He delivered.
Yeah, so, he did. He delivered the 30 years wait. And what did that mean to y'all? 30 years after 30 years getting that title, what did it mean to y'all?
Yeah, it means everything. I mean, before the pre-talk, we were talking all over the emotions are pouring in. Almost everybody mentioned here that they were crying. We was all together, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? Please chime in. What did it mean to you to win? Did you guys cry? Did you guys run around the neighborhood, waking everybody up? After a certain club called Chelsea kind of beat Man City, but let's not talk about that. But how?
I woke my wife. I woke my wife. My neighbor's what do you call that? Dog. and the whole. I woke up the whole neighborhood. But it was crazy, right? Because the last time I saw them winning it is when I was I was just finishing up my school. And I still remember, not only I was crying, when we won it, I was also crying, when we lost it, to Arsenal of all the teams. That's the remember that I was crying in the football field. But that's what it is. It was great. It was absolutely great. But the way we won it is that we already know we're going to win it. It's just a matter of time. So the real what do you call that? The cliffhanger was just going on and on and on. So finally, when we nailed it, man. That was the greatest feeling on earth, man. Yeah. Okay.
What just add on to that?
He just ran and then he vanished. Okay.
I think Ruben has
tell you guys actually. Yeah. To tell you the
truth. Ruben.
Myself, RK, and Sivan are still celebrating the win. You guys actually, we are still celebrating the win.
Yeah, okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
You know,
Uh,
to be honest,
Okay.
as
After the
as Ruben
winning, actually,
mentioned, yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
see?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Right
Okay, go
now-
ahead. No, I'll come to you,
Okay.
Arun, after that. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah,
Come
no
to
worries.
Arun after this.
Okay, I was very relaxed. Yeah, relaxed. You know what? See, they were very cool. 30 years. We have had all the heart attacks. We have all the problems. We went through all the hardship. So when we win something, it was, I kept my cool anyway. I know it's going to come one day. I mean, that's what you call belief. And I still believe in my club. So they always never let us down. So I still believe we are still getting more trophies.
Fantastic.
Of course, the
Like-
one I really celebrate is the Champions
Champions League.
League, the
Champions League.
205.
Oh, yeah, Istanbul.
The 05. That
Yeah,
ever since,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's the one I really celebrated where I nearly killed myself. Not to say how. And of course, this the EPL, I was very relaxed and was very, very happy. And I will thank myself, my family, all my friends, all give it together. With so much of
Yeah.
love and passion, he came to us like a magnet. And
Fair enough. Wait,
you see
wait,
inside me.
you're still feeling it.
Very
Arun,
much
did you cry? Did you
Yeah.
cry,
Yeah.
Arun? Did you cry
Yeah.
when you won the
Of course.
title? Did you cry?
Absolutely. In fact,
No.
at the Chelsea City game when it got confirmed, I did cry at that point.
I don't know.
You know?
Any of y'all cried? Any of y'all cried besides screaming and waking the neighbor, the wife, the dog, the whole neighborhood? Anybody cried? Just finally, we've got it after 30
cried
years
the
of a wait.
I was at home with one friend,
Yeah, I
just
cried
me and another
the
supporter.
moment the final whistle gone off.
Yeah, Hidayat, go ahead. Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried the moment the final whistle gone off, and then I've been like idle for few minutes in disbelief because it's been 30 years. It's been 30 years of agony. We've been waiting. We've been playing bad football, and then here we come this year with winning with style, meaning before the second half of the season, before we get beaten first time by Watford, we've been playing football out of this world. Okay, and
Yeah.
then okay, and then we've been waiting for 30 years and winning the title with this kind of feat means everything to us.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Joe, what are the fans saying? What are the people saying?
Oh, guys. But I think, Arun, you wanted to say something, Arun?
Yeah, just to follow up on what Ruben said about that press conference that Klopp gave, and when he said, maybe we sit here in 4 or 5 years, and he did. I don't even remember. Did he say EPL or did he say we win one trophy? He said one trophy.
One
He
trophy.
didn't even.
Yeah.
But you
One
knew
title, yeah.
with that wry smile on his face, it's not going to be one trophy. It's going to be more. He's typically under promise, over deliver. Like it because that's what makes him. Carl, with all due respect, no disrespect, Mourinho, he talks a lot. That's why.
Definitely.
But his delivery is not as much as. But Klopp is the other way around. It's like he doesn't say much. He smiles, he jokes, but when he delivers on the pitch, he delivers.
Fair enough.
And
I agree.
he lets his delivery do the talking. So we knew what was coming. I didn't doubt it. The moment I heard that press conference, I was like, "That's it, man. Champions League, EPL, we're going to do it. With this man, we're going to do it for sure. Just believe."
Joe,
that's it.
What are the people saying, Joe? What are they saying?
Before we hit the comments, so you guys are saying the smile of Klopp knew you guys that you guys are going to win something. Klopp hasn't been smiling lately, guys. You guys think going to do something about it? Nothing, but I'm just kidding, guys. No worries.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Let's hit the comment section. All right.
United fan, huh?
First up is beautiful. Klopp was made for Liverpool. Liverpool was made for Klopp. KAL, I can't agree to this. This is pitch perfect. All right.
Yeah, man.
Another one from Senna. Look, he also fits FSG, not just Liverpool. He fits FSG's plans and Moneyball policies. KAL, I think we need to touch base on this. This is definitely, FSG to actually agree to Klopp's Moneyball policies, to his transfer policies. Boom. That is
but
something.
the thing about Klopp is he doesn't buy superstars, he makes superstars.
Yeah,
Let's be honest,
yes.
Mohamed Salah was disposed by Chelsea. Oh, we don't want you. He went to Roma, had a decent season, came to Liverpool, and I think with Jurgen Klopp and the whole belief system he has with them, he took Salah to superstar stardom. Same with Mane. Mane was just from Southampton. So Klopp's way of buying players, and that I think he also says the first thing he looks for players, he talks to them. He gets to know them and see what kind of people they are, right? So that
And-
shows you really the amount of detail that he goes down to the human level of dealing with his players. So it's perfect, man. Like Liverpool, I don't see them being in the red, no pun intended, in terms of the finances moving forward, because the way they do their policies is really, really smart. So yeah.
Yeah.
And to add on to that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's I think everyone forgot that how was Robertson came into Liverpool. He was
Exactly.
relegated with the Hull side.
Yep.
But,
And
right.
8 million from Hull. There's nothing.
Yes, and it was absolute bargain, and he turned him into a Scotland captain.
Beautiful.
There you go. There you go.
When
That's the
when
sense.
when
There you
Klopp, when Klopp came in first, one of the first things he did was bring the whole team in, and he got all the staff of the club, right down to the cleaners, the janitors, everybody. He lined them all up, and he had them all say their names to the team. And like he said after that, these are the people that make us the team. So remember their names, because these people make us. Like we just go out there and play, but these guys do everything. So that's his philosophy about being inclusive. Everybody is it's a big family. Everybody plays a part, and that really defines him. So obviously,
It is what it is.
players also,
Yeah,
it's like he has no space for superstar egos or any of that. The dressing room, everybody is even. Everybody is the same, equal level.
Yeah.
We play as a team. That's it.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. Let's look at them more.
And actually, he brings the Holy Trinity back to the team. Okay, from the management, as Arun said, he brings everyone together, understands his strategy and mentality, and then the changing room, all of the players playing in harmony, all with one heart, one motivation, and also he bridges to the fans. Okay, that's the Holy Trinity that have been gone for since years back.
Fair enough.
Beautiful.
That's a good
Fair
point. That's a
enough.
good point also.
Kel?
Jeremiah Joseph, we wanted to take back our perch.
Okay.
And you claimed it. You've claimed it wonderfully well. 99 points. You can't deny that. You know, whether you like Liverpool, you don't like Liverpool, you as a football fan, you be honest and neutral, that team just decimated anybody that came their way. Nobody wanted to play Liverpool week in, week out. But you had to, right? And you gotta admit now, I mean, things are different now with the COVID and lack of fans, which we'll go deeper into as well. But that Liverpool team was just awesome. Really, it still is awesome. So Klopp from Faisal, Klopp embraced the Liverpool culture and he reproduced the style that made Liverpool the winning machine. Guess, please add to this. Anybody feel free. It's a free forum.
Yeah, the winning machine. The winning machine, man. I was just, you guys were talking about who do we actually compare? What do you call that? Klopp to? Do we compare him to Shankly? Do we compare to Paisley? Do we compare him to Fagan or even Daglish? So I want to say he is a modern day Paisley. He knows, but he has the Shankly's what do you call that mouth. So no, he is it's a very potent combination, guys. The way he does it is he knows when what do you call that, when Dijk went down on that injury, he already know what's gonna happen. If you looked at what do you call that, the recording, he already knows that he's injured, and he immediately got the what do you call team started looking at what we're gonna do next. That's how good he is, and he brings that whole style of making sure the players know what they're good at, and that's what do you call that, Paisley does. But Shankly, he's a man of what do you call that, of the community. He's a man of the stadium. He demands everybody to be part of the game. He's part of that. So that winning culture is going to stay on forever. He's going to make us happen. We're going to win a lot of trophies, and definitely, I'm going to wake up a lot of dogs and neighbors.
Let's see the next one. This is from Vignesh. Oh, this is my cousin. All right. It's very simple. Sir Alex himself knew that Klopp will win the league for Liverpool. So we won the league. It's because of Klopp's effects. I think it's an undeniable fact, Kel, that it is because of Klopp. I mean, he made it click everything. I mean, that is what it is.
He's the catalyst, right? He's the main man. Elvin Matthias, huge test for Liverpool. They also tremendously will drop tremendously after Virgil van Dijk is out. If Liverpool still go on and win the title, this season will be a lot more glorious than last year.
Hold your thoughts, fellas. Hold your thoughts. Yeah. We will get into this definitely later. One last one before we head into the next one. And this is from my very own love himself. It's the founder of Napshot, Anwar himself. for all the goodness that Klopp possesses as a manager, what is the one trait of his that you guys out?
What is
Wow.
what is it that maybe he's I
You
don't know.
like dislike, or you guys feel like
Personally, for me, is lack of usage for substitution. He doesn't use bench often, and that's what I feel actually. And to a certain extent, we have a lot of superstar players in our team, which he turns them into a superstar.
Yeah.
And sometimes we will feel like, okay, it's done. Okay, we need to take out Salah or we need to take out Bobby, and he won't make that decision. So that will be the moment that we'll get some kind of
Fair
That is
enough,
one
fair
moment I
enough.
will
Anyone
I
else?
wanna-
Oh, perfect.
I want to add to what Ruben just mentioned. That's where the precision thing comes in. He's a man of what do you call that? Of science. More than we know that he's a passionate guy. He puts his heart out there. He makes it happen. But he is a man of science, and that's what Germans are. And that's where he always looks at percentage. If you want to just going back to Ruben said, if you want to take out Salah, you're taking out the man who actually has scored the most goal in the shortest time, before Roger Hunt and what have you, so basically that's what he looks at, and maybe he needs to just mix a bit of art with science, and I really liked it when he signed Thiago for that, so I hope he's going to bring more of that passion in, but that's what it is. He needs to just blend a bit of art to the science.
Fair enough.
fair enough. Kel, I think we are done with the fence. I think it was well said. But fellas, as much as Liverpool has been rising for the past 5 years, you guys were coming, but this year, like what the comments have been saying, boom, out of nowhere, this came out of nowhere. This was something nobody in a million years have thought about this. But boom, what did Don Carlo Kel? Till now, I'm still in awe. I'm speechless. I'm still thinking, is that really Everton? Or is that just Liverpool's second team playing? Is that really Klopp in disguise as Don Carlo? But no, it is Carlo Ancelotti himself. It is Everton. Fellas, we just want to hear from you. Let me just start off with Hidayat. I think you would love to say more about this. What do you think about Everton's rise this season?
Okay, personally and honestly for me, it's been mesmerizing. Okay, it's been an Everton of a different style. Okay, there were no more old school English football, no more long balls and everything. They playing fantastic football, all the passes and all the movements. Okay, and plus the inclusion of James. I'm a big fan of James as well. I like James. He brings the dynamic. He brings the difference in the team, in the squad. Okay, because recently they have been lacking of a playmaker of definitely from the world class level. Okay, and then but recently they are still playing lesser squads, lesser teams than they are, and except Liverpool recently last night. Okay. But as for me, fair enough. They have been in the good run at the moment, but this is the Premier League. We've known for years that there are some teams that are going to be the pace setters. Then I think they are one of the pace setters.
Fair enough. But I mean, you guys, when you heard that Everton got Ancelotti in, do you all just go, whatever? It's gonna be same old Everton again. They're gonna do whatever. But and then now fast forward with the signings they've got as well. In Alan, in Decore, in James, and a goal scoring threat in DCL. That hang time for that header was against Liverpool. I mean, do you guys start to take them seriously as contenders, or you just think they're just like the noisy neighbors who are trying to rank up?
I knew when they signed Ancelotti. It's Ancelotti. Come on, he's Champions League, multiple Champions League winner, multiple Italian Serie A winner. The only question then was, is he going to get the funds to buy the players that he wants and build a team? Because like Klopp, he builds teams. And obviously for me, already when he signed, that was it. And when they signed those players, it was just proof they are really going to push us and push everybody at the top this season. I don't know how they'll finish, But I knew for a fact that they're going to push us, they're going to push City, they're going to push United, they're going to push Spurs, they're going to push Chelsea, they're going to push everybody this season, that's for sure. This is Ancelotti, come on. We know, as Liverpool supporters, we know what he can do. AC Milan, come on, we know. Two finals.
Yeah, no disrespect. No disrespect to Carlo. No disrespect to Carlo.
Beautiful. I mean, it's just surprising that they have much respect for Carlo, but not for the players and the team. But we will get to that. We will get to that. I can see Steven is just like, oh, Joel, just get to that topic, Joel. Get to that. Fellas,
Yeah, get on, man.
Before we even come to that sensitive topic, for those out there watching, fellas, a huge thank you to watching this KAL and Joe show. It's an all Liverpool affair, an all Anfield affair. We have 5 beautiful guests today. Fellas, please like, share, and subscribe this content. We want everyone to know what is happening at Liverpool, and we want to know what is going to happen the next moment, fellas. It's going to blow. Just like what the tagline for this show is, the roof is going to fall down tonight. We are going to make it drop. KAL, this is one where we actually wanted these 5 guys to be in. I can see Steven, he is like, I'm ready. Let it go.
These guys are ready. The Merseyside derby. Your thoughts, boys. Steven, you are ready. You are scarfed up, ready to go. Give us your take on it. We'll go on the VAR issue, but on your take on it before the game, what were your expectations? 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, a draw. What did you go expecting this game beforehand? Looking at the form Everton was in.
Listen, every game I expect 3 points. I expect full board, right? That's my expectation. That's because of what we did last year. But of course, reality check this year, the team has beefed up. All the the support cast has been beefed up in many pretenders of the champion. So definitely Everton has done a good job. I have to say that as a neutral football fan, they have done a good job on bringing the right person at a right cost, and that's something that I've not seen Encho doing it in the previous assignment that he had. So he has definitely he didn't have the the darlings of the football that he had before. But he has assembled the right team. Now coming back to the expectation was 3 points. For 2 reasons. One, because we knew that we're going to rebound after that horrible one-off. There was a one-off. It's an outlier. It's an anomaly. But that's what it is. Second is, Klopp rarely goes for a for a same result in the second match. He sets up the team in such a way he knows what is going to work. So we expected 3 points. Now. The result, of course, is very disappointing. In actual fact, we thought we're gonna, we nicked it, we're gonna win it and all that. But at the end of the day, we look at the quality of the play. Alcantara, I mean, Thiago, he was running the midfield, and we had, even after Van Dijk was going out, we still managed the back line very well. And finally, the front line, they were just creating chances after chances after chances. Even in the pockets of time when we were under siege, we always managed to bring the ball up. So, I mean, my take on this match, we did we did well, but we got robbed. That's what it is. We got robbed. And a daylight robbery, bro. It's a daylight robbery. I just can't accept it. But that's what it is.
And just touch a point of Thiago Alcantara. I mean, when he came against the game against Chelsea, I think that was from a neutral point of view. Take myself out of my fan club to put a neutral point of view. I think it was a really smart decision by Klopp. You're playing in 10 men. You put him in his first EPL game, give him that confidence to take the ball, spray around the passes, get that confidence. And you saw that in that game in Everton as well. He could hang with them. But one more player that I feel is really your on form, flying off the roofs is Mane. Mane is really, he's just the man. He's the man this season. As much as Salah is a bit quiet, but Salah's still banging the goals. To me, Mane just seems he's going a different level among everyone else in the league. How important do you see Mane being this season for you guys?
Yes, for me myself, I call Mane the spark. because he brings the difference every time he plays. Okay, recently we can see he was absent against Villa. Okay, and then we can see the difference. There are no eagerness, there are no urgency in the playing. And then every time Mane plays, he plays with heart. He's like a lion, indomitable lion. He plays here and there and everywhere, and then he plays all round. Maybe we say every time that we attack, he plays like we must implement it. We must make it as we must convert it as a goal. And then whenever he misses, you can see his frustration. See, okay, and then to me, not comparing him to Salah or everyone, but then he gets some fire in his play. That's what makes difference.
And I personally feel he could be one of the top players in Europe right now, besides Lewandowski from Bayern. I mean, on pure form and pure impact he brings to the team. It just feels that Mane is on fire for you guys. But speaking on Thiago as well, I mean that tackle from Richarlison on Thiago. There you go.
Let's take a moment to witness these guys.
That's
This
the clear
is
manslaughter, guys.
Sunday park football, dude. If you're really playing in someone and the fella says something about your mother, you go in for a tackle like this. I think Richarlison won.
I think Richarlison is the guy who drank on Saturday night. He came to play football on Sunday morning, and Thiago is the guy who is like the star player of the team. And this is what happens. You irritate the drunk fella, and that's what happens.
I want to make one statement. This is a Brazilian. I'm a big Brazilian football fan. When a Brazilian does this, that's what Everton does to a player. They convert the finest player on the earth to become. That's what it is. That's the end of it, guys. That's the end of it. We have
Joe,
just lost.
go back to the picture. Go back to the picture again. If you look at that picture, look at Sigurdsson going, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah. Look at his hand. Yeah.
But
So
the funny part is Richarlison said, "I pulled my foot out. I must be missing something." I'm not seeing any pulling happening there.
There's a different foot.
He said, "I pulled my foot out of the challenge." That's what he said. He said it in the press conference.
Definitely a different foot.
He hit.
Definitely the other foot. I see.
Actually, he did.
And it was, the past, there have been red cards in this game, obviously, because of the heated rivalry. But, that's one tackle we talk about. And luckily, from what we read in the reports, Thiago will be okay. He'll be back on form. But I think the main issue, the main impact, beyond just dropping 2 points, is the injury to your to Virgil van Dijk, basically.
Yeah.
Your main man in defense, the main man that's finesse, that's a great. Oh shoot! Jeez, I look at that.
Let's look at it again. Let's take a moment to embrace this tackle. Let's take a moment to see what was Pickford doing. Look at the leg Van Dijk was in. I think this is the time where Liverpool fans knew, my goodness, season is done and dusted. Oh,
okay.
That was ridiculous.
Van Dijk was offside. Fine, but
in all seriousness, Arun, take it away. Talk us through this tackle.
why are we not? Why does the law still not separate an offside versus a violent tackle? A violent tackle remains a violent tackle irrespective of offside or not.
Yep.
Which is what that was. Van Dijk was offside. Okay, granted. That's still a violent tackle. That still needs to be reviewed. It's irrespective of the player's onside or offside then. Because the whole idea is to get tackles like that out of the game. So if that is truly the idea, then the offside shouldn't matter. Like the reasoning that VAR didn't review it because Van Dijk was offside, to me, then there is no progress with VAR. VAR makes no progress at all. If VAR has to show progress, then tackles like that need to be reviewed irrespective of the player's offside or onside. Because it's not a simple tackle. It's a two-footed challenge going in, like it has to be reviewed irrespective.
But just to put the neutral perspective, do you think Van Dijk not making a meal out of it by not rolling on the floor and banging and being all dramatic about it made the referee not want to consider?
Again, this is where VAR comes into. This is where VAR should come in. a player shouldn't have to play act. Van Dijk is not Neymar. Come on, let's be, you have you have Neymar and you have Van Dijk. A guy like Van Dijk is a rock. He will not flinch, and that's just the kind of player he's professional on the pitch. That doesn't mean that when you have the technology, they don't review the tackle because the player didn't writhe and roll about on the pitch. They shouldn't need a player to do that anymore. That's what
I agree.
What
It feels like
VR is there for.
Yeah, but it's been so. I mean, we spoke about VR in this game. I mean, the Van Dijk tackle, and that just ruptures his whole season, Liverpool's plans. The Euros as well. But the VAR decision didn't go. But nobody voiced out, or nobody on pitch, or a fourth official, or even those linesmen. No one made a meal out of it as well, or no one even voiced an opinion.
Yeah,
Because
I think. Kel, I think RK has something to say about this.
Yeah,
Give me a minute, RK.
Yeah, the problem is these days the referees are too much dependent on VAR. The reason behind these referees these days, they doesn't want any kind of contribution of ownership. So they just pass it to VAR. So that's a problem I think.
Yeah.
We have to totally ban this VAR to make the football more lively. No, yesterday the game, the one with the Everton game, I remember the last goal we scored. You know what happened to me? I ran outside.
I never came back.
Then I came back, so the game it's off. They cancelled the point. So, the decision, it shouldn't be limited to VR. The referee should make the decision. It's simple as that.
Yeah. I just want to ask you from a coach perspective and someone who plays football as well, all right? Leave Liverpool out of yourself. Take Liverpool out of your soul for the moment, all right? Put on the clothes of a coach and a player. Looking at a primary positive first from that point of view, what do you think of it? Do you think that VAR actually should have went back to that tackle, or no? Offside, play on, move on, because none of the players actually made a meal out of it.
Yeah, but the VR official should invite the referee to the monitor. They didn't do that. They should have done that. The VR should call in the referee to look at the monitor. That was not done. That's why the referee didn't go inside.
Perfectly done, RK. Hidayat?
And that's the problem. So we cannot blame the referee. We cannot blame the VR, the official.
Fair enough.
They didn't put in that.
Yeah. Hidayat.
Okay, yes. Wait. Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue. Okay, to my understanding, VAR is implemented to 3 types of scenarios. Okay, actually, first for penalties, for offside, and also for fouls that continuing to a goal, contributing to a goal. Okay, so in Van Dijk's incident, first, they make it as a offside offense. Where Van Dijk was marginally offside. Marginal. And then was being ridiculously tackled by Pickford, who I have no idea what's on his mind at the time. To my opinion, VAR should start and work on fouls after this. Meaning, as I said earlier, it's only for 3 types of scenarios, which is for penalties, fouls, and offside. But fouls contributing to a goal. But then, in this particular event, there's no goal at all, and then there's only the foul and the offside. First, yes, they should go for the offside, and then if there is any violent conduct by players en route for this particular event, they shall be reviewed. As I said earlier, I've been posting one post in my Facebook personal page. VAR should start check on fouls as well, especially for the ridiculous one, for the violent fouls, such as those Everton players did. And then obviously, yes, as Steven or any of Liverpool fan all over the world could agree with this. We've been robbed because there's no justification on this. Those both offsides are too hard to call on, because as for Mahrez particularly, there's no specific specific justification on that, because this was very little. So
and this, Hidayat, sorry to cut you in, and this is not the first time that
I one comment, yeah, just on what Hidayah just mentioned. If you look at the what do you call the Hawkeye technology that
Mhm.
that has been brought up by, it started with tennis, right, and then went to
Yep.
what do you call that, badminton, and then eventually to many other sports. Now, when the Hawkeye was done for tennis, the right of what do you call that decision, the what do you call the overthrown of the decision still is with the umpire. The umpire still
Mhm.
have to decide whether it hits the right line, because you still have a margin of 1% error,
Correct.
0.1% error.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't remember.
It's a small number.
That's
Yeah.
where the human intuition comes in. That's what RK was trying to mention. That's the same thing that Hidayah is mentioning. We just need to bring that back into the system. I'm a man of science, believe in them, but still, eyeballing still has to happen.
Yeah, and I think in terms
I
of
got a little
robbing
bit to
a
say.
game, it's even sorry
I
that.
got a
So I
little
think
bit to
even
say.
robbing a game, I think it's even robbing your season. That
Yeah.
tackle,
Yeah,
it robbed your
yeah,
season.
Absolutely.
It's kind of
yeah,
spoiled the mood you
Absolutely.
guys were in a way. You can't deny that. And just
yeah.
to go on Hidayat's point of that money thing, I mean, this is not the first time you've got to go this a lot for VR for something ridiculous. I mean, I do recall Bobby
Yeah.
Firmino's infamous umpit
Exactly.
scenario,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So Ruben, I mean, looking at this, when you thought, I mean, definitely you guys celebrated. I can guarantee no anybody in the right mind would have celebrated this. But when they
Yeah,
pull it back and they say it was an offside, how the hell do you react to something like this?
I was jumping on my chairs when I saw the goal was finished by Henderson. What happened was I was in awe of the Thiago's pass. That was
Oh,
the Spanish master's ball, and
There's
nobody
this
else in
no-look
the team
pass.
who could have produced that, and that was ending in a goal in a derby match, and it's on the final minute of the match, almost final minute of the match, and we're going to win. Everything was going smooth until that part. And once the VR tried to review it, and I think I still doesn't understand why they cancel. I mean, the goal was not allowed, whether it's due to the nail or the hairline or even
You
sleeve.
know,
I'm still analyzing, but the thing is,
maybe the patch
we're
possible.
robbed.
You know
yeah, the
what?
thing is, they are wrong. And then have a point here is okay when they are taking a decision on a VR, which is using the freeze time or a freeze frame technology, whatever they use in the term, and they should look at the time that the ball was released from the previous player. In this
Exactly.
case, you look at Thiago's foot. You don't even know when he's released. So if you look at the screenshot
Exactly.
that they're showing, it's already released the ball. So when they fast forward or moving backwards or 0 minute or 10 milliseconds, we don't know at the what time he actually released at that point of second.
Exactly.
They should freeze at the point he's released and go
Good
back to
point.
the different
Very good point.
different view.
Right.
Yeah, different angle and look
Yeah.
at it, the line. So that's the decision that I believe this is the closest thing that been happening to us. Even the crossing line and law, this been happened in the past, and this one was massive, man. That is a 3 takeaway. We lost the 2 points, and we lost our main man, and we don't know what happened to Thiago yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I, I,
I
so
mean,
fully, I fully agree with Roman on that.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Because
go ahead. Go ahead.
when the whole idea of VR, okay, using a freeze frame, like a photo finish, you have it for a horse race, for example, or for athletics. It's only one frame. You only need the one frame to see where the horse is crossing the line or the athlete is crossing the line. With offside, it's not a single frame because you have two time frames to capture. You have the point of reference, which is the passer, and the point of reference, which is the recipient. There is two time frames. So you can't just say freeze it there. Where is the ball? When has the ball left the passer's foot? At that point in time is the player offside. It's not
Yeah.
just simply about, oh, he's offside. When did the ball, at that moment that he is offside, has the ball left the passer's foot or not yet? It has to be two time frames. And both those time frames need to be combined to actually make the right call on this. And for that, then you have getting into different technology. You're going to put a
Yeah.
chip in the ball. You're
And
going to put chips in players' jerseys to get both those time frames.
yeah.
I don't like just given the algorithm for the next what do you call that, for the next Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Just
No,
given
but
the
I think
algorithm.
It's ridiculous.
Just
It
trademark
doesn't.
that.
It takes the joy out of the game. This takes the joy
yeah,
out of the game.
it does. It
Because,
does. VR definitely has killed. I mean, and also just to go on that point, VR in England itself, it's so inconsistent. and every club has
yes.
felt the repercussions of it. From a goal with Aston Villa not being allowed against Sheffield, and now to the United game even earlier with Spurs. Everybody has felt the brunt of it, but no one seems to be consistently using the pitch side monitors to make a decision on your own, which I agree to what RK and Steven was saying. No one is taking the onus on themselves to make a decision and say, look, this is ridiculous, it's not offside, let the game go. Everyone just seems to be relying on the technology, and maybe it's taking the blames away from the referee and taking him out of the limelight, put everything on the whole VAR thing, and we just let VAR be the main topping, the main talking point. Because something like a Van Dijk tackle, it's career ending. It can be a career ending tackle. A man doesn't come back in his position as a defender that goes for headers and powers through with those strong headers and passes those wonderful flare balls out. The same. He won't be the same player. It changed the whole dynamics as well, and there's something they have to actually consider, because I can feel your frustration from my side over here. When you lose a point, fair enough. You lose 2 points, fair enough. But to lose a player of that stature, it's even more rubbing salt on a very open wound.
Yes.
Joe, I'm
Yeah, I got
just
one
a
question,
football
actually.
fan, but I can't stand it.
Go ahead,
I
Hidayat.
got
Go
one
ahead.
question. Okay. Okay. Apart from the Van Dijk's and Thiago's incident, sorry, on Mane incident, it's about VAR actually. Okay. Why does okay the match between Manchester United and Brighton, there's a penalty after even the final whistle. So why? They've been reviewed after the match, and then this is everything in the match has been reviewed. Honestly, say.
Move on.
We are
Hidayat,
half Scottish.
Move
We are
on,
half
move on.
Scottish.
I mean,
I'm not
Yeah,
being
half
biased. I'm not
Scottish.
being biased.
if you look back
Not
at
being
the,
biased. I mean, why on earth is that?
it's part of the FIFA rules, Hidayat. If you're a coach, you got to look at that.
Yeah, I
You
know
gotta
that.
look at the rules,
It's
bro.
been reviewed
It's
after.
really-
Yeah, yeah.
Even,
In that
honestly,
particular
I
case,
didn't know. I went back to FIFA and I read about it. I was super puzzled because the players were walking off the pitch, and out of nowhere, this boy. It's the same reaction whereby after a game, whereby the ref sends off players and that counts for a 3-match game suspension. The same rule now applies because this is a new rule whereby they said if the referee deems that until the ref walks off the pitch and deems that there's something going on, then this is new for all of us, even for myself. It's super new, but guys,
yeah, understandable.
well
Yeah,
said
but
from
then-
all of you guys. Well said. Yeah, go ahead, Hidayat.
Yeah, but then from my point of view, the referee has the final say of every single decisions, even with VAR or without VAR. Okay, and then you have to use your common sense and being a human. Okay, you can see obviously it's say blatant foul. Okay, on Van Dijk's incident, and then why just as we know, we can still book him, okay, or maybe we can just send him, even though it's not a penalty because it was offside. But then you can still send him off because of the foul.
Yeah, and I think just to hit the point, they kind of stagger it. So it's offside first, then the tackle second. So if he wasn't offside, the tackle wouldn't count. That's how they kind of dissipate it. But we can bash VAR all day, all year, and I'm one to bash VAR because it kills the game. You can't celebrate a goal. You can't. Everything's a bit paused, then you react. But I think it's going to be an interesting season for Liverpool without Van Dijk and the games coming ahead. Joe, what are the fans saying? What are the people saying in the comments?
Oh, Kel, before that,
Yo.
I think we're going to highlight something. Guys, I think Sky Sports have reported this, if I'm not wrong, where Jordan Pickford will not be sanctioned for any punishment. So,
Yes, I read this.
You're aware of this.
So,
That's daylight
I
robbery,
think-
man.
it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But hey, guys, you guys are world champions. You guys will definitely get back to this. Let's take a look at the comment section, fellas. Papa by SG, welcome back, fella. After years of Liverpool players doing horror tackles in derbies, the whining is especially ironic. Case in reference, Stevie G and Dirk Kuyt. Fellas,
CVG got sent off for that tackle.
SG is an
CVG
Everton
got sent
fan.
off for that tackle, and rightly so.
perfect.
Like-
I think I would-
Like what Jamie
Doesn't
Carragher
matter who
said, the only thing you guys didn't do
Whoever.
is win.
Whoever does it, for me personally, a violent tackle is a violent tackle. If a Liverpool player does it, I will not support it. Red card, straight red, that's it. Doesn't matter.
No,
Actually,
you got
nobody
the red card. You got the red card. We didn't get the red card from whoever done the same thing to Van Dijk.
Yeah.
CVG got the red card. That guy got the red card, but
The
not
whole-
what do you call it?
Johnson got the red
We are coming
go
back
back and
to
check your history.
consistency. It should be consistent. Apply the rules across the board.
Beautiful. Let's take a look at this. Kel, take this, man.
Faisal Jabbar, bingo, John, right on point. If the hosts have a slow-mo of that, of the challenge, one can see indeed Pickford had his eyes on the flight of the ball, or he was so focused on VVD.
Oh, you just need to see a clip of that. He's got both his feet right around. And somebody said here, it's not a two-footed challenge. Pickford has he was using both his feet on VVD's legs. He was nowhere near the ball.
Yeah, that wasn't a tackle for a goalkeeper to make. You'd have gone with your hands. I mean, naturally, right? Goalie, you go with your hands. So,
but as for Pickford, I've been seeing him doing this.
We need to take the context of this here. Jordan Pickford is not an evil. That's not what we're saying, right?
No player goes on the pitch to hurt another.
It's a player and got it, and that's what it is. You know, he knew what he was doing. He got it, and what we need to do is we need to penalize him. So we're not talking about whether it's whether it's evil or not. It's about football. That's what it is.
Yep, definitely. So, and do you think being English helps him as well? The FA won't charge a
Definitely.
Probably.
I had to say it. I'm sorry, it's on my mind. I have to say it.
The next comment is going to blow it. The next comment is going to blow it. It's a Mark Hoser guy. It was not a victim. Don't play victims. Ooh, it's getting feisty and intense in here.
Mark, are you a qualified referee? Do you referee UEFA FIFA games?
Mark is a referee in the local scenes.
I think it's not Mark. I think
for the door then.
I think it's Pickford in disguise. I think it's Pickford in disguise.
Oh, what a line! What a line, Ruben! What a line!
All right, guys. This is a very good comment. Let's take a look at this from Tristan Lowe. The offside cancel out the play. Even the chief ref said it. I'm not defending the tackle, but rules are rules.
But you are defending the tackle. You just defended the tackle right there.
Yeah, but
you defended a violent tackle right there.
So Joe, which means if it's offside, you're offside. I run up to you and I punch you in the face. I say I slip and fall. I don't get a red card as well, I think.
I don't know. Ruben, go ahead.
Like that, right?
I think Ruben has a point to make.
Yeah, okay, let's put it this way. Okay, imagine the situation of Van Dijk. And he waked up and responded, probably maybe he smacked or he bashed Pickford. The VAR would have reviewed the situation.
Right.
Even though it's offside,
Even
though there was a tackle taking place, and they will go on and review the smack shot that which VVD give and book him off and send him off.
Exactly.
To the stands. So we cannot say VAR should look at the first instance, second instance, third instance. Even we
a violent tackle is a violent tackle.
Yes, and we could see in the situation where they book the players, right? They let the game goes on, and when the ball rolls stops, and they still make the decision, which is they return in the favor of the team. I mean, they do the justice. The thing here is the game is already stopped, and you clearly know there is an incident happened. And Michael Oliver, by standard, he is one of the best referees, if not the best. And he didn't have the courage to confront the official which is sitting inside the VAR room. I have this actually. I feel like it discussed that this fourth official and VAR. I mean, the person who's sitting in the VAR is not doing the job enough. What I feel like they literally backing each other, backing the ref inside the game or even the fourth official. And that's what they are doing. They are not doing any justice, any the game. You can talk in the simpler term whereby you could see each and every punch in the game or even in the social media. They are talking about VAR in every match that they're going to do, sit down and do the talks. End of the day, they talk about the VAR and the decisions.
Yep.
That is the evidence.
Fair enough. And Joe, what do you want to say about this as well?
Archie wants to say something, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay. One final on our neighbors. I won't say neighbors now. As Rafa said, they are always a smaller team. They are always a smaller club, right? How many times they were first? I think 6 times in the past 50 years. How many times they won the league? How many times? 50 years? Nothing, right? In 20 years, nothing. So they just happen to be our what do you call Neighbors.
Our noisy neighbors.
Noisy neighbors, that's all. So they will be always your noisy neighbors. Let's move on. Yeah. They cannot
And
come closer to us.
speaking
Sorry
of your
for the
noisy
Everton fan.
neighbors,
Yeah.
here's the last one as well.
Yeah.
The ball
I
is
know
round,
City.
so it's karma. Last season, Liverpool were called Liverpool for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Now
Okay.
it's
For no
ever.
reason. For no reason.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they
Proceed.
don't want to deal with this. To them, it's the noisy neighbors. That's what they're saying. So,
That's a
Joe,
Just like a few seconds of silence when this comment came about. But fellas, it's going crazy in the comment section. It's also going crazy over here. You guys have been wonderful thus far. I just want to highlight to those that's watching, fellas, this show is going crazy. Please, please, please like and share. We have Ruben, Arun, Idayat, Steven, the man himself, RK. Guys, these guys are telling everything and anything about Liverpool. Right
Yep.
now, we are actually trashing about Everton-Liverpool game. We are trashing what the hell VAR is doing.
They'll
Is it
deserve that. They'll deserve that.
Bang. We
They
are going
deserve that.
crazy. I think Facebook is going crazy.
Yeah.
YouTube is going
They're-
crazy.
they're
We
full
are
of
going crazy. RK is
R-
going back. Go for it, RK. Go
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
they're full of shit. They're full of shit. I mean, I just respect the manager. It's a good manager. I mean, he's a good manager, but it will take a tons of years for them to part with Liverpool. That's it. I would say that they don't have a good football mentality. Sorry for that, and I'm sorry
Joe,
for
Joe.
anti-quality.
no, it's fine. This show is all about honoring, airing your opinion, airing out.
I will
Short
respect
quiet.
it. But you went to the wrong side. You went to the wrong side.
You should have been assistant coach for what do you call that for club.
Yeah, you should have done that.
Not
That would have
Ancelotti.
been really, really magical. Huh? That would have been really
Weird.
magical.
It'd be weird to see the both of them
Imagine
together.
that would
One,
have happened.
That's
one
made
so
it
quiet,
happen.
one so
I got one
hyper.
final say for the VAR for the VAR issue. I got one final say. Okay, to me, yeah, technology is a must. We've been living in a modern world now. Yeah, I actually welcome the arrival of technology, even VAR. But then we must put some definitive one. Maybe just like it's still being handled by humans. Okay, even though it's VAR, but it's still being handled by humans. Why don't just we go all the way with technologies? We got AIs and everything. Okay, that's one thing. And maybe
fully automated.
if it was gonna be still a human handle technology, but please be honest, be damn honest with the decisions, because we have been since. Okay, I'm not being biased, not talking about Liverpool as a whole, but we've been seeing few crazy decisions regarding every teams in the Premier League, to be precise. Everyone have got their share of wrong decisions coming in. See?
Yeah, and
There,
just
we
to
should
end this,
ask Klopp to manage it. He'll do
just to
his
end this
job.
whole VAR thing. Just to end this whole VAR thing over here, I just want to show you guys. This is what we all think of VR, correct?
See,
Spot on.
there's a school of thought which
Michael.
says, back before VAR, referees would get something right. Referees are human as well. Sometimes they miss things. You get something right, you get something wrong. At the end of the season, everything evens out for everybody.
Yep.
We should just either stick to that, or, as Hidayat said, just automate VAR completely. Don't let a human draw that line. Let the computer do it, and let the computer decide. However, whatever line they draw, armpit, whatever nonsense, let the computer do it. So the computer is then measuring when the ball left the player's foot, and at that point, where is the receiver?
And especially a Manchester United supporter who's actually managing the VAR should not be managing that.
Ooh, conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. They are attacking everybody tonight, Joe. Everton, United. I'm Chelsea. I'm just keeping quiet here by myself.
No, I didn't quite hear it though. I didn't quite hear it.
Okay, guys, let's all cool down, take a breather. Let's have a tactical head on.
We are cooling down. We are bringing this up.
You said bring the roof down.
So
I mean,
the word on the street is
every other game. Every other game. I mean, what kind of style is that? Every other game.
I think
So
we need to look at
is it Klopp? I mean, is it Ferguson owns it?
I think he has he has got the intellectual property. That's what it is.
Guys,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
guys,
no way.
actually, guys, I just want to say something, guys. Actually, basically, last
Yeah, Joe.
weekend, Ferguson was the one who was staring it. He actually called up Pickford and said,
There
"Hey,
you go.
tackle Pickford, Pickford, tackle Van Dijk. The game is over for them. Liverpool season is almost done and dusted without Van Dijk. They will have Matip and Gomez, probably Fabinho as centre back. They can't do any shit about that. Possibly, if that makes you happy, fellas, I'm more than happy, guys. But fellas, you guys,
Does it make you happy? Does it make you happy?
No, I am a Dutch fan. I'm a huge Netherlands fan.
He is. In his defense, as a tag team partner, I'll come in and say he is.
He hurts me as much as he hurts you guys. But on the Premier League side, no player should ever go through that, Kel. No player should ever go through that. Fellas,
so you.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Ruben. I don't know, Ruben. You're saying something.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Ruben.
so we were talking about the decision making through the VAR, right? So go back to that. I think we need to look at the offside rules as well. So when they trying to use the VAR against the offside, there should be a certain measure. You cannot go on and measure your sleeves, your angles, or even the hairlines. So we should see the right angle of it. I mean, when the ball moved from the last player, or the position of the, maybe they could take their first foot or the last foot as for the reference, just like what Arsene Wenger was recommended.
Yeah.
You cannot go until your hairline and forehead, your elbows and all those things. I found it that is too much for the technology to do the lines, and then just like what RK was mentioning, and the usage of VAR is also a conspiracy as well. So, but coming again to that, if they really want to help the technology, they should look at these rules first. They need to fix the rules and go back to the VR. That's what I see.
Kel, I think these fellas have said. Yes, Arun, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry,
We'll close it off.
they should, as Ruben said, they should set the standard to the same as what the referee on the pitch would see. The referee on the pitch cannot see sleeve or armpit or hairline or whatever nonsense. The referee on the pitch can see a whole foot forward.
Yep.
One whole. So that same index should be used with VAR.
Fair enough.
The one word we're talking about, inconsistency, right across the board. It's one game something, the next game something else, the game after something else. It's not consistent. What is the point of bringing this whole technology? And it's useless.
Sure.
Fair enough. I think go ahead.
I think, with all the impact, the main talking point VR became an issue because it ended the season for one man, the main man at the back for Liverpool, Van Dijk. Now that he is out, it's a massive blow to Liverpool. But like I was saying earlier to you guys, this could be, strangely enough, it could be a blessing in disguise. I'll explain further, but I want you guys to give me your take. Without Van Dijk being there now for the whole season, how does this throw up and Klopp's plans for Liverpool? Because he's key in the way Liverpool plays, right?
Yeah,
so please educate us on that.
Well, my take is very simple. Just like anything that the Germans do, they have a backup plan. So the backup plan has always been the same. We're going to play the same game, tweak it a bit, but we know we're going to bring in the players that we have set up as the, as the supporting crew. The supporting crew now has to step up. So we do have all the players that we need, including a backup from the midfield on Fabinho. He's going to come in once in a while to play there. But, we're going to depend more on Matip, Gomez, and also the likes of the players that we have on the on sideline, including the likes of it. But we're gonna map this out. Trust me, something. We even gonna play a flat out in some games. That's how dynamic Klopp is. He reads the game so well. He sets up the team on the basis of the strength.
Sure, and And the reason why I say that is because, yeah, you can put Fabinho there, and he did a good job against Chelsea. He kind of nullified Werner all the way, had him in his pocket. I'll admit that much. But I mean, in terms of what I said, what I think it's actually beneficial in a weird way for Liverpool, because Liverpool's high line was being found out in recent games. Like teams found out that high line, and in Champions League as well. It's what caused that Atletico Madrid. Maybe now with this Van Dijk injury, like you said, Stephen, well said, it might be a restructured way of planning out a formation for Liverpool to go forward as well. So do you see Matip and Joe Gomez as really strong defensive partnership? Because you can't depend on Fabinho as this. If you put Fabinho in, you have three centre backs, but you need four precisely to win the amount of games you guys have coming up. Do you see
Well,
Liverpool
just
buying anybody in the future, or just relying on what they have based on how this injury has impacted the club?
Okay, what I see here.
Matip is injured as well. Just update. Matip is injured as well. He got injured.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to say is actually
Yeah.
regarding this. We are talking about replacing Van Dijk is another issue. So what we gonna do with the current players, current partnership? For the record, Matip and Gomez haven't started together yet because by naturally both of them are, will be used as second fiddle. The primary one will be Van Dijk, and Gomez and Matip will be chipped in whenever needed. So what happened here is it's not about the building the partnership when VVD is not around. With the problem Liverpool right now they're facing is just like Aaron mentioned just now. The problem is Matip and Gomez are highly potent to injury. I mean they tend to get injured, and they have a fitness issue as well.
Yep.
Vice versa, each of them. So the thing is, in order to perform at highest level for Liverpool, and especially by nature for the centre back role, you need a profound partnership, like how Puyol used to have, how Ferdinand used to have. And how does it happen is throughout the partnership at centre back with the same person over and over, week in, week out.
That's right.
The thing right now with Liverpool is it won't be the scenario whereby we have a new set of partnership and we don't know whether Matip will play Gomez for the next 2 months or 3 months consistently. There are going to be injury issues and all that, and we don't have any more players to chip in except for Fabinho. He can be a makeshift. So what I see the bigger problem is the consistency of the pair that Klopp going to put.
Yeah,
and I think they stop.
And sorry to cut in, because it just feels like it's very similar to a Man City issue. Hear me out when I say this. When Company left,
Exactly.
there was no one to cover. Laporte got injured. You guys had Lovren, and much as people might say stuff about him, you have that experience that is vital in games. Like we see with teams like Chelsea, you don't have that whole vital cog. You lose games. And then now with with Van Dijk out, do you see Klopp being that imaginative and that creative to put a player like Milner, for example, to utilize him a bit more besides Fabinho, maybe even Keita? You never know what the formation is, and how does this whole new switch of formation or potential switch of formation gonna impact your whole aspirations for the season, for the Premier League, for the Champions League? And even bear in mind, Liverpool have not won a domestic FA Cup or a league trophy. How important is the level of it for Liverpool? I'm not sure, but these two titles are also something that, the FA Cup would definitely be something of a historical reference for Liverpool to win as well. So how do you see the season panning out with all this happening? Like, what do you see Klopp dropping the domestic title and just focus on the main two, Champions League and Premier League? Or do you see it coming, like, from your take on it? Feel free.
Well, he already decided not to go with the league cup, right? You can see that.
Yep.
He started a backup squad for that. So my quick answer for this is he's going to focus still on winning the league. He's going to definitely look at the European Cup, simply because of the draw. We're just poised to qualify to the next. He's at the end of the day, he's going to use the science to decide on this, but that's what it is. But if you talk about the Premier League, he definitely have to bring in the big hitters in January, and he's going to do that. And the market's going to be ready for that as well. With what happened to with Van Dijk, he's going to look at that. But he has enough covers in many areas that he's only need to focus on one key signing for the centre back that can work with what Ruben said. We need to have a formidable what do you call that, partnership, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Until then, we just have to wait it out. We have to just take the risk, roll the dice, just manage it as it is. But that's
One game at a time.
like American way of stocking it. Germans, they have a different way of managing this.
Yeah, and just to touch on the transfer, because we've seen Jota, we've seen Minamito, we've seen who's the third one? Sorry, Joe, help me out here. We've seen Thiago.
Tsimikas.
Sorry, what am I missing? It's just the one guy that I've not seen him, or maybe not featured yet, was Konstantinos. Do you see him being another vital one where Klopp comes in with his whole arm around the shoulder and boost him up and say, you are going to be the man that's going to play a left back and switch it around? Do you see him having an impact as well? Or is he a fringe player for the FA Cups and stuff?
Well, if there's one manager that can inspire a player, it's Klopp. So you never know.
Well said.
And he needs the backup for the entire season, right? So
Yeah.
he just made sure every department had a backup. So typical of the way good management is. You got to have the business continuity. You need to have the the sustainability. That's what he has done. But one area he never thought that we need to worry about was centre back. He knows he had enough cover, but he didn't know there's going to be permanent cover required for this season. So that's, I think, what he's going to go and look out in January.
Okay. And just to just in terms of Champions League, I mean, I'm going to ask you guys in terms of, obviously you guys have said you guys want to be champions, and obviously that's a rhetorical question for me to ask you guys. But just in terms of the Champions League, I mean, again, back-to-back champions. Sorry about that. No worries. But in terms of the Champions League, the group stage, I mean, getting the group that you guys have, and you're going to play Ajax pretty soon as well. Are you guys confident of getting out this group like in a top position, or because second is always a bit tricky, right? So with Atlanta, Atalanta, they're just free scoring right now. It's Ajax is always has the potential to be the banana slip, and the last one, Midtjylland, it's you never know what can happen. But I mean, based on these three teams that you're going to be facing, and what you have right now, Liverpool to finish top of Group D.
Yes, we can. We can.
Just about.
By the
but
basic,
we'll talk about it.
I think
I
we should
can
go
see
in for
that
Ruben first. Let's go,
can
Ruben, and then
Yeah,
we
Ruben.
go.
surpass this group. On paper,
Yeah.
we can surpass this group as easy. Okay.
Fair enough, Ruben. Yourself?
Yeah, I think we can. The fact that Ajax lose their best players, I think they have a lot of pretty good players. I think that group is. I think that draw is good enough for Liverpool to qualify as a champion of the group.
Atlanta, as you said, will be a bit of a test, but I still think we'll just about top the group. Just
Sure.
about.
But to be frank, we've been not doing good in the group stages.
We haven't.
Yeah.
On few
We haven't.
yeah, we always do the hard way in the group stages, but after that we'll be flying.
Which psychologically could be beneficial to you guys as well, because if you guys drop a few points, Klopp can just tell the boys, look, based on our history, we lose a few and we end up winning it eventually. So don't worry about it, we'll get there. That kind of thing. So you never know. It's just psychological role play that he has. And in terms of the Premier League, who do you guys see as your main contenders? If you
Everyone.
could give, I mean, the main ones that you see in the long run challenging you guys, like, do you see Everton as just pretenders for now? Based on,
Always.
do you see City?
Always. They're gonna run out of steam. And so it's let me tell you what my take on it. This
Sure.
season is gonna be Spurs or Manchester City. These two have to figure it out. This is
Okay.
the only team that I can think of, based on the setup they have, right? So Man City, they have done well on the back. So now it's about how they're going to balance it out, and Spurs, how they're going to balance it out at the back as well. So the two team has to figure it out. But the rest of them for me is pretenders. Over to you.
How do you guys, in terms of Premier League rank? I mean, you got your four usual suspects on the left and your four up and comers on the right over here. I mean, y'all are still going with the Spurs and Man City. Anyone else with a different take on it? Do you guys see Aston Villa long run without any European commitments? Could they be a force to reckon?
I think if you ask me, it will be Everton and Spurs will be in the mix. Not Everton. I'm not Aston Villa and Leicester. That's what I see.
I would say Chelsea. Because
Interesting.
Chelsea, yeah. Chelsea is
you've signed some really good. No, you signed some really good players. The problem with you guys is Lampard is not an experienced manager. With all due respect to Lampard as a Chelsea player, he's not at that. So he could make his lack of experience could make the difference between yes or no. But in terms of the players that you'll have signed on paper, you have a good chance.
Yeah.
You have a good mix of players. Just need.
I think if Lampard stays, he have a good squad for next 3 or 4 years.
No question.
Definitely. But do you see City coming up? Do you see the little pesky Spanish guy in the cold, rainy Manchester with his talking to himself, losing his marbles halfway through the season? Do you see him coming up, or do you think the team is?
Yeah, he always is special.
The second greatest manager in the world, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just referring to the second greatest manager in the world. Okay.
And the first being, sorry,
Of course,
when we talk about City, I have to put in because I've lived in the Middle East all these years, I understand the perspective. Whether it's Abu Dhabi funding and buying City or Qatar, PSG, they don't care about domestic league. That's just a side thing for them. The team, the local supporters might all care. For them, there is only one. It's the big years. That's what they want. That's why they're putting in the millions. They want to top Europe. So possibly, I mean, now I don't know how City is going to get past the financial fair play because they've already gone way past it in every way possible. But having said that, the money is not an issue for them. They will still push. City is always a contender. With all due respect to Pep.
Across the board is City and Spurs. These are two teams I hear that you guys feel could be challenging you for the title this season. And Champions League, it's hard to say, right? Once you get out of the group, it's a matter of luck who you get to play with in the knockout stage, and what rules you might have now. We might play like a whole one-off game or like 2-leg that is still to be decided. So it's still early days to predict on the Champions League. Yeah, Joe.
I mean, Kel, they have kept saying Spurs and City that will be challenging for this. Hopefully, let's just see if Chelsea and United spring a surprise here, because I have one comment here that says about VVD.
Yeah,
I mean, definitely, guys. I mean, you guys definitely will think that we are not going to be there. It's a matter of fact. It's definitely a fact.
Not till your baby face is there.
It's not a matter of the team. The team is good. It's the manager.
The baby face is
the manager.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I mean,
that's another.
I think touching base on that, I think Klopp is only going to be there till 2024, if I'm not wrong. I don't think so. He's going to sign anybody. With that said, could this man actually be his predecessor? Though? Could he be the one that's going to come in and succeed Klopp? You guys keep saying that Klopp is there, Klopp is here. I love Klopp. I bless Klopp. He is there. Blah blah blah. Yes. Till 2024 is there. But for Liverpool, I think I'll just pose this question to Arun then.
I thought you were talking about MU.
I'll pose this question to Arun. Don't you think that Liverpool should actually start looking for a manager just to understudy Klopp and do not make the same mistakes whereby Arsenal, United and Chelsea have made it over these years, whereby they had managers coming in, they don't know what to do about it. And then do you need to do that?
Yeah. Let's talk about MU now. Let's talk about MU now. Why you shifted now to Liverpool? You're still intact, Joe. You're still intact.
I mean,
yeah. We're talking about the MU manager.
The whole problem with Solskjaer and Lampard is.
I can really see RK is really good over the years. I understand Ferguson. I've heard him is 100 many times. After 30 years, they've won so much anything. So I can truly understand your sorrows. My father.
Yeah, man.
He's actually shouting at me.
No father.
I told you, guys. But yeah, Arun, go ahead, Arun. I think that's
Stevie will definitely manage Liverpool one day. For me personally, I don't think it's going to be as early as 24. I think he's in it for the long run with Rangers, and then he might come into the setup. I don't think he'll manage as early as 24. Maybe another couple of years after that. We'll probably have to find you never know. Klopp could say, "Okay, I'll do another year." It's hard to tell. Anything is possible. If not, we'll need to find somebody else. I think with Stevie, more so now, having seen Lampard and Solskjaer, I don't want to use the word struggle, but it's difficult because at that level, no matter how much you've played, you need the experience as a manager and the experience as a player combined. You need a lot of experience as a player and a lot of experience as a manager to manage at that level. And I think Stevie will learn from Stevie and Frank are very close, so obviously they talk to each other, and I mean I'm sure they talk openly to each other, outside off the camera and whatever. So Stevie will manage, but not unlikely for me. Not in 24, maybe 26, 27 even, but not before that.
Yeah.
Well said, bro. Well said, bro.
And Joe, before we sign off and we do what we have to do, can we just see what the guys are saying in the comments? I'm seeing some really juicy comments, and one comment's gotten me a bit like.
Go for it, Cal. Go for it.
I mean, just in terms of we're talking about successes. I mean, in terms of Gerrard and all, this is quite interesting for me. I mean, just to put this out there. Norfaziz Ezri, Hendo will be his successor.
I think this is in regards to Virgil van Dijk's position.
Is it? Or are we talking about that? Do you see Hendo playing in the centre back?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe
But do you see? Do you see Hendo being a manager of Liverpool?
Not now.
I think maybe
a long way to go.
In response to that comment, guys, I think you guys will talk more about this. The presence of a centre back is one, but to have a centre back with a commanding voice like Van Dijk is what I'm looking at. At the moment, Van Dijk he is commanding. Henderson, he is also commanding from the midfield perspective. So, don't you guys actually, let's put this across to Hidayat then. Hidayat, do you actually feel Hendo being a centre back and have the commanding presence from the back himself?
Yeah, he's our captain to be precise. And then, yes, he's been playing as centre back in the Club World Cup once. And then we have the squad actually to make shift any of the departments. We got the likes of Milner, the likes of Fabinho, who can play everywhere, the utility man. But then in this particular issue, I don't see Klopp will be playing Hendo as a centre back any day, because maybe as Steven said earlier, and maybe Ruben, we will play our squad out. Okay, we have some good and decent backups, even though they are not still untested. But then the main point is actually, I'm afraid myself, it's not going to be the same as long as Van Dijk is out, because apart from defending, Van Dijk has been massive with his long passes. That, as Arteta said, if you're facing Liverpool, they can out of the press at instance, because once you bump into Van Dijk, he can spray the passes 60 yards out to straight away to Salah, and it becomes a counter attack. Okay, and then I'm afraid that it's an ACL injury actually to be worried of, because it's a bad injury, third level of ACL, which is with his torn half his ligaments, and then I'm afraid that he will return. Yes, definitely he will return, but I'm afraid he will lose his touches. He's not the same Van Dijk before. I'm afraid of that, because we can see recently with histories of players having ACLs, they are not the same.
And just to, I mean, we put a whole negative spin on this, but one in the comment has Lionel Ong is saying, look, only one defender down lay. Our front three is still world class, right?
Okay.
Liverpool could be the team that you score 4, we score 5, that kind of thing moving forward. I don't know.
I think we can see around the league teams that have firepower up front but lack defensively. You can't consistently. Consistently win games with that, and it's like how we were.
There's a good,
like
right?
we were under Rodgers.
Games, defenders won the titles. Yeah.
Ruben, you have something to add on, Ruben?
Yeah. If anybody here remember the season that Suarez left us one season before, he almost single-handedly won us the title. But the thing is, we didn't have the proper defensive line, and we definitely need that. So Van Dijk is the one player who actually improved the entire team. He improved Gomez, he improved Robo, and he improved Arnold, and the entire line when he is playing, whether they're playing high line or low line, it was colossal going forward and defensively as well. So missing Van Dijk is actually definitely a hole in the team, which we need to fill in. But we cannot rely on Mane, Salah, and Bobby alone to win the title. We definitely need our defensive line to be fixed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
and
want to
based.
say one thing, guys.
Yep.
It's not an individual game. It's not badminton. It's not tennis. It's not Rafael Nadal. Winning is 13. What do you call that? Crown, right?
Yeah.
It is a at the end of the day. What do you call that? Team sports. So what's gonna happen? In Klopp, we trust. He's gonna make it happen. And he's gonna mix and match where it's gonna happen, because we have our what do you call the strength, and we have our weakness, and we're gonna just play it out. But wait for our next what do you call that game, because we're gonna blow you up.
But what? Yeah.
Sheffield United. Oh, sorry. What do you call that? Ajax Amsterdam first.
Ajax. Yeah.
Oh my
No worries.
goodness.
And in terms of the Premier League, everyone is kind of agreeing that maybe Syed was saying that Pep, Jurgen, and Jose title race will be a blockbuster to watch on and off the pitch. I genuinely feel that way. The press you'll be listening for their pre-match comments and little jabs at each other. But I don't reckon Jurgen Klopp plays much of mind games as compared to the other managers in the league. Not interested in it.
He doesn't talk about the games. He just talk about the emotions of the players. He will talk about, okay, we play the next game, we take it by week. And to be honest, when you go into the press conference of Jose and Pep, you get much content rather than you don't get anything from it. You make fun of. Yeah.
What Jurgen does it so well is he makes it all about the game, not about the individual, not about the opponent, and never about him. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. And we're going to end off on this one comment right here, which I think sums it all up. Klopp will make you believers again.
He has already.
Right?
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
a negative cloud right now for now in Liverpool, the negative about Van Dijk and what's going to be happening next and the games coming up. In Klopp, you guys trust? I mean, you guys are definitely believing whatever he's going to change. It's going to be beneficial for the team. So, yeah, Joe, these guys are amped up. Nothing seems to put them down. Not losing Van Dijk is making them feel any different. They're still optimistic, gung-ho, beating their chest proud, their badge.
That is what football is, Kel. That is what all football fans are.
Well said.
From the likes of Leeds, from the likes of Aston Villa, to the likes of United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. That is what you are. As a fan, if you do not believe in your club, then why are you watching football for?
Exactly.
That is football all about. You believe in what the players do. You believe in what the management do. That is why it is. We rage because we get what they are doing. Sometimes we don't get what they're doing. But at the point of time whereby there is a meaning to all of it. And the true meaning is football brings everyone together regardless of what you are chosen to support, guys. But fellas, before we even end the show, I don't want to end the show because I want the 5 of you guys to stay until 12 midnight. But no, I'm not going to do that. No worries, guys. I know you guys are
you RK is saying he's missing his roof. So who's going to pay for it?
Maybe I should bring the roof down. Fellas, I would love to see the roof, RK. I would love to see
you didn't create. You didn't create emotion.
We did.
You did, yeah.
Definitely, guys.
Okay, we'll do the next one.
Definitely.
Lovely.
We'll do the next one.
We'll do definitely. How about
After
this?
we win the league.
No, in between.
In between, no problem. We'll definitely do that.
If ever happens, guys, I would love to come there. We can also kidnap Arun and come there as well. We can.
Please come over. All on us.
Ruben, Bangsa Nasi Lemak.
But guys,
Bangsa Nasi Lemak.
Ruben and RK and Steven, Bangsa has to go, guys. Bangsa is a must.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah,
Bangsa
come.
nasi lemak and the Ramly burger at the side of the road there. Ooh.
Exactly. There you go. Now
Okay,
you're
guys,
talking.
come.
Now
I
you're
think
talking.
Now we are talking.
Hey, we don't mind coming down to your place, right?
Oh, please. If you come, we'll
You're
definitely host
welcome.
you.
You guys are
Guys,
welcome, man.
Just want to end this off with just on a slight softer note, not an intense. This is Liverpool's next 6 game in the league. Just going to go round the table. We'll start off with Ruben. All right, looking at your centre-back pairings, looking at how the team is performing currently, what do you think about the game against Sheffield United, Ruben?
It will be a win for us. Definitely 3 points is a must. Because we started off with last game, we lost it. Next game, we draw. And the next game, obviously, we'll be winning. That's what I see.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. All right. So you think that they can get a result out of it? Do you think that Ryan Brewster might do something against you all?
Ryan, not Ian.
Sorry, my bad. Do you think
Yeah,
Ryan
do some
Brewster,
favor.
Yeah.
he might do a favor, concede a penalty?
Yeah.
Arun, over to you, Arun. Arun, do you think
Do us a favor.
the game against West Ham, Arun?
3 points.
3 points.
3
3
points.
points. All right.
Then we go on to your Man City, Liverpool.
So Hidayat.
Hidayat, what do you think?
We always win big games. That's what you're going to say.
That's a cracker. That's a cracker, definitely. That's a cracker, definitely. And then that's the test, pure test. Yeah, that's a pure test of our crisis. I can say crisis. Okay, there's a pure test, and then if we come out positively, then
All right.
Fair enough.
I think what Hidayat is saying is if we come up positively, we'll be able to do this. Over to you, Sivan. How about the
Leicester.
game against Leicester City?
Who?
Leicester.
Leicester City. Yeah.
Leicester City.
All right. Anyway, I give credit to
Owls in
my
the show.
what do you call that, gaffer? You know, he's a good man. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a very tight match, but we're gonna nick it.
All right, cool. And Ruben, what about Brighton?
That's on 28. Brighton, they give anybody a good game. Unfortunately, they are too good in attacking, but defensive side, they are worse. So I think Liverpool will win the game.
All right, and Arun, to end off with you with Liverpool and Wolves,
Arun.
Portugal
Well,
FC.
Well, we've got Jota now, so I think we'll get the 3 points now.
So, Kel, basically they're saying it's going to be
Nothing.
a sweep, 18 points in the back, just as it is. Wipe out. They are
Wipe
back
out.
to the top. Nothing is going to beat them from doing this once again. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. You know, whereby the defense is shaky. You know, things are
when-
here and there.
It's a crazy
when-
season, Joe. It's a crazy
You know,
season.
you-
So
For
You could
me,
see
when
the-
you look at all this kind of situation, okay, you look at all the fixtures, all of that. I just go back to 2 games. One is obviously Istanbul and the Barcelona game. I mean, a lot of clubs win games, a lot of clubs win trophies, but to come back like that, I don't think anybody else has done it twice like that the way we have, and I don't know if
That's
anybody
Liverpool.
ever will.
That is
So-
Liverpool.
You guys
So
are saying
after that-
That is Liverpool.
The top
sorry,
three.
guys.
Like what I don't
say.
say, never write us
What?
off.
So you
We
guys are saying that there's no
define
team that done a
history.
back-to-back title?
Yes, it's given. Come on and catch up.
United
No,
did
you
a
just
three-peat.
saw
I mean, catch up if you guys can, all right? Catch up if you guys can. No, you got a three-peat.
catch up with us, Ken, Joe. Your team winning
You're
the Premier League
welcome.
a bit of a stretch.
Joe,
Bro.
you're welcome.
We have done treble. Till the time you guys have done that, come back and talk to me. But I will not take up the offer of not coming to Bangsa. I will just pick up the Bangsa.
We'll be at
Fellas,
Bangsa. We'll be at Bangsa.
You're gonna come to
We'll have a
Bangsa?
Bangsa party.
And you're gonna-
Just one more comment. Look at that. Bangsa party. RK,
Okay,
Sivan,
let's do it.
Oh,
Let's do it.
we need this, fellas. We need this. All right. This
Joe,
is
they
it.
bring the tanni, we bring the
We
food.
do
we're
one
good
in
to go.
Bangsa. You're
Oh
sure
my
you
God.
do one in Bangsa.
Please. RK,
Right?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
record this, RK. I'm gonna record this.
Please. Yeah.
I come.
For the
you're
record.
hosting here,
For
right?
the record.
Yeah, record it. Yeah.
for the record, actually.
Fellas,
Gotta love it.
one of the
Yeah,
best
Ruben, we'll do it.
shows on KAL and Joe,
Definitely.
whereby we talked
Joe.
about football, we
Joe,
talked
this
about
has been
alcohol. I don't know,
this has
Kel.
been the
we
most
talked about Bangsa even.
mind-blowingly energetic, lively, passionate bunch of guys. It's like talking to your buddies at a shop, man. These guys are like we know them a week in, and it's like though we've known them for a very long time. We're having conversations with them, but this show wouldn't happen without you guys and your support. We really, really thank you from the bottom of our hearts for really coming on board, showing us what you guys have, the love, the passion for your club, and
Thanks for having
having
us.
a good debate as well with our comments and our this viewers as well. So we really, really appreciate it.
Mina Mana
Thanks for
says,
having us, man.
Banzai!
Guys,
You never
it's a
alone.
huge,
You guys
huge,
did a
huge
very good
thank
job. I really appreciate that. Joe and Carl, you did a good job. And
Good
my
job.
fellow co-pites, we'll meet again.
For sure.
Fellas,
Yeah?
Sure,
You
sure.
guys-
I have just one request, guys. I have just one request. End the show, guys.
Yes, you read my mind, Joe.
I just want you to sing the "You'll Never Walk Alone" again.
Yeah.
Walk on! Walk on! We'll hold your heart
And
Guys, beautifully done. But we are going to
Thank you.
end the
Liverpool.
show. We're going to end the show with this. RK, this is over to you from the founder of Napshot. RK, if I see you in Bangsa, I will kiss your forehead and carry you around my back.
Thank you. We'll meet again.
Ladies
We'll
and
definitely
gentlemen, for all the fellas who are watching out there, guys, a huge thank you from Joel and Kel. It's been one of the best shows we've ever hosted with all the Liverpool
Yep.
guys. Ruben,
Awesome.
Arun, Hidayat, Sivan, the big man, RK himself. Fellas, a huge thank you. This wouldn't have been happened
Thanks.
without you guys. Kel,
Thanks.
fellas, for
Yep.
those
Thanks.
out there watching,
Thanks.
do
Yeah.
not
Thanks
forget
very
to
much.
have another show tomorrow, guys, on Tuesday. Kel, do you want to tell about this, Kel?
Yeah, it's a brand new show. It's a Champions League show with a brand new host. All will be revealed tomorrow. It's Ras's World, actually. You can tune in tomorrow. Joe, what time will that be at again?
It's going to happen at 8:30. If I'm not right,
Yep.
yes, it's happening at 8:30. Guys,
Live on
tune in
Facebook
at
and YouTube.
full
Champions
on
League. We're
Champions
gonna
League,
go
alright?
through Champions League with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be happening, fellas.
One request.
Yes, sir.
One request.
Go ahead.
Can we keep one WhatsApp group where we can share all the things, where we can always send the things? Just keep the group.
Yeah, man.
Yes, the group
Any
now.
kind
We
of
can-
media
Yeah,
exposure.
we just continue.
Yeah, definitely.
do
We
that.
definitely appreciate it.
It's okay with Joe, then
Thank
it's
you.
okay. Go ahead. So
Yeah,
I think
go
we
with
can
that,
just
fellas.
move on with that. Yeah.
Let's take
I
this
wish I could
off.
hug you right now, RK.
Yeah.
Guys, for all those watching, thank you so much. Don't forget, tomorrow is the Champions League show at 8:30, and Thursday we will be back with the big focus. We want the same crowd. We want the same intensity. It's going to be
Beautiful.
United Chelsea. It's going to be having two West Ham United fans, fellas, in Napshot. Football unites. This is what we always do. Kel,
Yep.
it's just
Good night,
beautiful
everyone. Thank
to
you for
end
everything.
this
Thank you
show
for the
with
love.
Good night.
Stay
Thank you
good.
for the
Stay
love.
strong. Be
Now
good.
walk alone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks to you.
It's a
No
wrap
problem.
from KAL Joe.